All right, real quick. Let me take care of some shit real quick. Oh, come on, computer. Fucking useless turd. Oi, what a pain in the ass. Good fucking glory. I don't care about that. What, this thing? You. What a pain in the ass. Where is. There it is. Link. And of course. That back. All right. Well, Ty, tell you what, or Ditman, sorry. Um, yeah. Well, such is the day. Trying my damnedest not to get a strike on this one, because this might be the last fucking live I ever do. Already beginning to see the darker side of things. Cheers, motherfuckers. If you ain't got one, get one. You're gonna want it. There. That way I ain't showing off my freaking pistol again. Fucking screw tooth and their infinite wisdom blocked me and pulled the swinging dick move because I had my black powder pistol in my, in the holster on my hip while I'm sitting here at my house. Yeah, that's YouTube for you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be, in a fucking photograph or nothing or nothing like. It just has to show up in the video. That's it. Doesn't have to be handled. Doesn't have to be anything. Just has to appear in the video. And then all of a sudden you get a strike. So we're done with that shit. No more asking me about my air guns. No more asking me about my fucking black powder guns. None of that is done. Can't tell you what advancements I've made. Sorry, but it just won't work. Can't tell you about, how my life is going because, well, that's fucked too. So instead, we're going to talk about things that are happening on a national fucking scale. Like I said, get yourself a fucking beer. You're gonna fucking want it. Holy shit. And this is gonna devolve. I already know it is. Just bear with me. So, in the top of the news today, Donald Trump was convicted on counts of bribery. Um, I could mention a whole bunch of shit about his competitors in the presidential race, but that's just petty crap. Um, when it really comes down to it, we all know who the victor of all this is. The situation of it is, you know, can't fix it. Now, Mr. Trump was the first one to says it, but I said it too. We are standing there with our hands out, saying not one step further, and we're the only ones just standing in the way. Now, I says it because it's been the real situation. I mean, I've been a red pawn before. It's not fun. It is detracting of your life. It destroys your personal bearing. It takes away from who you are. It actually destroys who you are on the inside and makes you continuously and perpetually think about the time that you lost trying to prove that you're a good man or a good woman, and thus uh, devolves into showcasing to the public that you could be a good person, you could do everything right, and you could even go as far as to be that shining white knight, per se, and still end up getting looked at as if you are the ugly person. Now, uh, like I said, this has happened before. This has happened to me. You know, I basically acted as a red pawn. You take me as a chess piece so that you cannot take this other chess piece. And yeah, I'll fight to protect myself, and I'll fight to protect everyone around me. But at the end of the day, shitbird's a shitbird, and all you're going to do is pick up a fly swatter and fly. So what are you going to do at this point? My heart goes out to Mr. Trump. I understand. You got a bad measure. There what? You got a bad measure. I wouldn't be surprised to find out later after the fact that many of those jurors were biased specific and the jury nullification did not happen so as to find a partial jury. But that was neither here nor there. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, the ruling has already come down. The situation's already happened, and so it just rears its ugly head, and it's going to continue to rear its ugly head in his life, even if he gets presidential pardon, which, by the way, is stretch. Sorry to say it, but if you were convicted of a felony, which bribery is a felony, uh, if it was just misdemeanor cooking the books or some shit like that, whatever, but bribery is a felony. And so he's not legally allowed to run for office. I want you all to understand exactly what this particular verdict means. He can't run for office. Even if he's in the running now, legally speaking, the moment that that verdict comes down, he no longer has standing. And this is what I mean by uh, a corrupt justice system destroys the fabric of our nation. This is why, even though, I'm not a bootlicker by any fucking means, I'll be the first one to tell you right to your face, hey, I don't give a shit if you got a badge or not. Do you have the law behind you? If you've got the law behind you, then all's well, and we'll work together. But the reality of it is no, he won't spend a day in jail. He won't. Uh, there is specific passage for him to be able to nullify his jail term by simply paying out, liquidating assets and paying out. He's not going to spend any time in jail. Okay, felony or not. All right, let's be clear. Felony or not, he's going to spend no time in jail because that is the rule of it. That's how this works. Okay, you've got the money, you don't spend time in jail. You could have, you know, some serious shit hanging over your head. But, at the end of the day, the most that happens is you end up in like, home arrest or club fed for those really heinous actors but have money. But no, he would not spend any time in or in prison. Sorry, but that just doesn't work. It doesn't go like that. He's got the money to be able to not only pay off his court fees and lawyer fees and the fine and whatnot, but be able to also turn around and pay for indenturedness, which indenturedness is something that is really, it's not something that's practiced very often anymore, but it allows for an individual who has committed a heinous crime specific, like such as, a felony, but not including a violent felony, uh, to be allowed to live at home, continue to work, but have to pay into the state at a repetitive pace. So, yeah, there is avenue for him to just stay out of them. It's up to him, really, if he goes to prison and jail or not. And yeah, I'm right there with you, Joe. I have distaste for all of them because they missed the entire point of what the Constitution really meant. Okay, it wasn't a limitation on the people; it was a limitation on government, out and out, on all, without any holds barred. It was a limitation specifically on government, not on the people at all. If you look at the way that the Constitution is written, it is written to limit government. Everything else wise, whatever, municipal, this, that, or the other, that's to limit our kind of, get, gravitas, as it were. But the limits on government make it so that any laws that go against those limits are specifically unlawful. And here you go with YouTube playing their fucking games. We'll wait till they come back. Yes, YouTube's playing their fucking games. We'll wait till YouTube figures out that, I'm not talking any bullshit and this is actually very well grounded in historical fact. We're waiting for you, YouTube. We'll wait and continue to wait and continue to wait and continue to wait and continue to Wait, what, did you see something that you weren't supposed to see? I can't see it in the video, so you're gonna have to tell me. Oh, you were blocked because we can't allow you to speak freely anymore, Mr. Price. I see how that is. Just so we're clear, y'all at the CIA, y'all are still watching this. I already know this because perhaps this time you might want to work with each other instead of against me. Just work with each other. That's my plea to you guys. You actually will. But I digress. Fucking multi-agency bullshit. Look at the way our country was originally structured. The militia, not the military, not the police, not the fucking military industrial complex, not the fucking hashtag this, that, or the other, not the ATF, not the FBI, none of it. The militia, the people, being so armed and being willing, and capable, well trained, and well situated, were to be the actual law enforcement. When a man was supposed to be brought upon trial, he was supposed to be presented with his accusers, what he was accused of, and given option to rectify. But, it doesn't make pretty or screw to. So I'm just talking to y'all over there at the CI and I know y'all are listening. I know that I'm not, even if the counter says, oh, I'm fucking, not stupid. I'm really not. I wish that people would understand this. I wish people would fucking gather this. Never been an idiot. I know that the moment the first person walks in, you guys have been watching since the beginning. Y'all are fucking against me. I already know it. Expected it. It hurts. Don't get me wrong. It will always hurt. Betrayal is one of those things that always catch you to the quick. I expected it. I expected it. Oh well. You know. Oh well. Ray, if you're watching, since you're watching, I know it's a tall order. Do you want to see this country actually? You keep on recording. You keep on showing it. Be your modem. Download everything I said. Put it away. One day, one day you'll be able to turn around and say, you know what? They really did try. Americans everywhere. They really did try. Tell them, give it everything. Here's to you, motherfucker. I hope to God you actually do something. Instead of turn around and tell people, oh, you're such a bad person. Never did. Misunderstood, certainly. I already understand that. I'm fine. It's fine if you misunderstand me. One day you'll understand. Hell, opium's what got me my beer today. But I'm just going to tell you, Mr. C.I. Ray, make sure you download this and put it somewhere. One day you're going to turn around and you're going to be like, you know what? Fuck me if that motherfucker wasn't right. So, cheers to you, you crazy son of a bitch, wherever you are. Hoping to God you're fucking recording every last word. You're going to hold it back in order to turn around and expose the bull. Because I'm about to lay it down here. And y'all know that this is truth, one, because I'm drinking, but two, because, well, what was it in the Quantico handbook? It was tell the truth, because it doesn't fucking matter. They won't believe you anyways. Anyways, here goes nothing. So I was driving through town today, going to get my daily groceries, seeing to my effects, medicine, everything in order to keep me home so I'm not out there in the woods in the thick of it and dealing with people. Because I don't like people and people don't like me. I understand that. I try to stay away. So. But I need to eat. Every human needs to eat. So I drove into town today and I was doing my rounds and noticed that the only gun store in town who didn't normally have a police presence, they were there today. And when I drove past, they kind of looked away, like, don't let them see what we're saying. And then when I pulled up next door, because I had to go get my medicine, like, it's the reality of my life. I'm physically fucking handicapped. So I have to be able to function normally. So I go to the local clinic and I get myself some weed. So I walk in. Of course, I'm not stupid enough to carry my pistol inside. And I'm walking in, and I notice that the moment that I pulled up, it's like cockroaches. Cops are splitting and going every fucking which direction. The moment I pull up. Now, I've seen this before. I've dealt with this before. I know how this works, guys. I'm not stupid. You guys got to come work with me. Come on. I can teach you so fucking much about the underworld. But, I digress. So I see this shit happen. And I'm like, all right, well, it's pretty fucking glaringly obvious. They're investigating me. They're not investigating anybody else because, the moment that I pull up, they walk, The sergeant of all fucking people walks up the street, whereas the sheriff's department or whatever, they drive away. They're fine, whatever. But the fucking police department, the only police officer really in the whole damn town, walks up the street. I mean, this is kind of a giveaway, a dead giveaway for somebody who's looking for it and who knows it's going to happen. But again, I'm digressing on a situation. So I see this happening. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm going to go about my normal daily, day-to-day routine. I'm not going to change anything because I recognize what this is. I know it for what it is on face value. They're investigating me because I walked into a gun store one time because I wanted to see, hey, do they carry black powder? Because I want something to compare my own against. Not because I'm trying to be a criminal or any fucking thing like that. Let's be serious about this. Nobody wants to be a criminal. Those who do are pieces of garbage, in my opinion, and they deserve what they get. But those of us who don't want to be fucking criminals and who actually try to follow the rules of the law and the fucking walk the line and shit like that. When you're being investigated, you know. Now, I walked into this store one fucking time. Just once. I wanted to get a measure of the people there. And I knew off the bat which one of these people, first off, was the FFL. And then second off, who was the ATF agent that works there. Boom, knew it. Because I know this shit. I'm not an idiot about it. I've tried to buy guns before at a store. Rather than just, fuck it, I'm going to purchase my shit online and do my thing my way and fuck everybody and fuck all of the nuances and all of the people going and playing their games of, well, if you buy this part, 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 all you have to do is manufacture this part and then you got a gun. Fuck all that horse shit. No. I do it the way God intended. I don't deal with a government agency that is specifically geared after destroying the Second Amendment of the United States. Specifically. There's no other reason for their existence whatsoever. We regulate alcohol, tobacco, firearms. Really? You train alcohol, tobacco, and firearms to do what? Run a flea circus? But I digress. My point remains. It is a revamping of the Red Guard. It is a revamping of those evil bastards that, we fought our fucking revolution against. That's exactly what it is. And so I sit here and I look at it, I'm like, are you serious? Can you really fathom for a second why somebody who has a history like mine, a family history like mine, would avoid the ATF like the fucking plague? Let's be clear. Let's be serious about this for just a second. By the way, hi Pete, how you doing? Let's be serious about this for a second. The ATF, in a nutshell, is doing exactly what happened at Lexington. That is their entire goal. Confiscation of arms. That is their entire reason for being. There's no other reason to have firearms in your bureau's name. And we'll be clear about this. Your bureau's name across the fucking board. There's no other reason to have the word firearms in the name of the damn agency unless you are enforcing some law particular. The Second Amendment clearly states A militia being necessary to the security of the free state, the right of the people to keep and bear in arms shall not be infringed. If it's the right of the people, then it certainly is not the right of the government. It is not the right of the military. It's the right of the people. So if the right of the people keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, that means that no law whatsoever may state that the right of the people to keep and bear arms is not allowed in any way, shape, or form for any reason whatsoever. Doesn't matter. Oh, you're a felon. Oh, you were accused of being crazy, or you were accused of this or that or the other fucking thing. Nobody gives a shit. Are you an American citizen? Yes. Okay. Do you know how to do this? Fine. Great. Now we can start teaching you how to operate this thing and to understand how dangerous it really is, just like as if you were using any other fucking tool under the sun. Like, for instance, a knife. You know, things like what I make. Knives, swords, axes, scythes, a fucking lawnmower, a car. These are all arms. In all reality, gasoline and food are arms as well. Let's be clear. Let's look at the recent fucking history. Let's ask ourselves recent history here. And then I'm saying this to the freaking Mr. CIA because I know YouTube has blocked me already. I know that Mr. CIA is watching. So that's all I give a shit about. You can talk all the shit you want, but here's the reality of it. I know the case. I'm not stupid. Even if one CIA analyst clicks off, the other one has to click on at that point in time. Otherwise, they're breaking protocol, in which case it's still a violation of policy. So you see how this works. There's somebody watching me at all fucking times. I know it. I cannot get away from it. I'm not an idiot. I never was. Hell, I was doing astrophysics while y'all motherfuckers were still struggling with division. Okay? So let's be clear. I know what the fuck is the case. I know what's going on. I'm not stupid. I wish y'all would just get it over. Do it while I still got a buzz, for fuck's sake. Have a set of balls. Oh, wait. That's right. I've got to make a slip before you can even move. Oh, that's right. I haven't made a slip yet. Because walking into a gun store and talking to the people there is not a crime. Especially if I'm unarmed. The only fucking time I was there. Oh my goodness. You can follow the law? How amazing. You can follow proper gun store etiquette? Wow. That's amazing, bro. How'd you do it? Plain and fucking simple. I use logic and reason. Apparently, it's a fucking goddamn felon. That's fine. You know what? Lock my ass up for the rest of my eternal fucking forgiveness. That's fine by me, because you know what the reality of it is? The rest of the world is watching. Who gives a shit if you got the biggest fucking military on the planet and all the balls to swing? You do not have the standing of merit. Your own men will turn against you. To quote Sun Tzu, about this very particular. The morale of your men means more on the battlefield than the morale of your subjects. If your men have a moral conundrum running into the fight, see how you did that, by the way, YouTube, just in order to make it so that it's just so that I can say what I can say and can't say what I can't say. But, you know, see, you're an idiot, like I said. The moral conundrum makes it so it's impossible, especially effective. And it makes it really hard to execute that final protocol. You know, the one guy's got his hands up. He's no threat at all. So it's an easy execution. You see how this works? YouTube's making you come in and come out and skip back and forth so that you can't hear what I'm saying. All you hear is an easy execution. You don't hear about how I'm saying all the rest of this. Amazing how that works, isn't it? And because, of course, StreamYard doesn't want to record any more videos, I can't really keep it up. So whatever the case may be, I'm going to end up getting fucking completely lambasted in any which way they can give me. I just wanted y'all to know I'm not some crazy lunatic son of a bitch. I'm not out there trying to hurt anybody. If for some reason I end up dead within the next, I don't know, 5 to 10 fucking years, just know that I have no suicidal ideations. I have no wish to harm myself. And the only wish of harm on others that I would ever have is to defend my own life. There. That being said, like I said, I am under investigation. I already know it. I can see it coming. I'm an idiot. Saw it. Saw it bold face this morning. This afternoon. This noon. This afternoon. About 1 o'clock. Pacific Standard Time. Like I says, I watched officers fucking oogling me and then fucking trying to play it off, play it cool and shit. And like, dude, I come from LA. We kind of invented that shit. So just fucking walk up to me and talk to me. Best option for everybody. That way I don't feel like I'm being attacked. I know it's coming. You know, it's your best option. That being said, you know, like I said, I personally only want for the betterment of mankind. I don't want for, you know, to help others. And this goes to Mr. CIA irate too, by the way. I know you're watching, dude. I know I ain't got just one fucking person watching. Um, I've never wanted for violence. I've never wanted to have to fight ever in my life. In fact, I've tried to avoid it in every way, shape, or form because that's what my dad taught me. When I was a kid, he taught me, listen to this song, son, and live it. And he did that with several different songs, but one of those most important was The Coward of the County, Mr. Kenny, no, Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers, my bad. Mr. Kenny Rogers, The The coward of the county. My dad literally sat there and says, listen to this part more importantly than anything else. Promise me, son, not to do the things I've done. Walk away from trouble if you can. Now, I won't think you're weak if you turn the other cheek. Promise me you'll try to understand. Sometimes, son, you don't got to fight to be. Now, this is something that my dad actually sat there and fucking said, listen to this fucking song, listen to these fucking words, and you fucking live it, because this is the only way I'm going to keep you from ending up dead. The only way I know to protect you. So I'll listen. I'll walk away from trouble if I can. I've always tried. Always, 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 ever, ever. It doesn't matter what the fucking problem is, what the fight is. I try to fucking walk away. I know, in the end, I really can't. I've been bullied too many times to the point where I've been kicked and fucking beaten down in the street, to the point where I've been fucking literally bloody and crawling up my mom's fucking front steps. So, I've tried to walk away from trouble when I can. And when I couldn't, I became that fucking outrageous piece of trash that I hate so much. And I did what was necessary. So, at the end of the day, I don't feel bad about it. Because I've always tried to do right by others. So, Mr. C.I. Ray, make sure you got all of that. Yeah, they're just drunken ramblings, but I've never spoke more truth in my life. And I hope to God that it's someday you use it to protect America rather than trying to destroy it. End of my beer. Today, we hang our heads in mourning. Mayday, mayday, mayday. This ship is going down. 1195, -1. 08, 36. .02. Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is HMS Titanic. We have struck an iceberg and we are taking on board. Pleasure, sir.